3 questions. Don't we all wish not to fail in life ever? Is this possible? Let us find out with the help of this story. A story about a king who had 3 questions. The king thought if these questions could be answered, he would never fail in anything in life. So, he made an announcement of rewarding the person who could answer them all correctly. The questions were: 1. What is the right time for every action? 2. Who are the most necessary people? 3. What is the most important thing to do? Many learned men came and gave their answers for all the 3 questions. For the first question, some suggested to prepare a table of days, months and years so that everything could be done at its proper time. Some said that one should not be absorbed in idle pastime, and others recommended to have a council of wise men or consult magicians. The king received different answers for the second question too. Similarly, the third question was showered with many different suggestions, ranging from science to warfare skills or religious worship. This disappointed the king. He decided to seek the answers outside the palace. He thought he would consult a hermit, widely renowned for his wisdom. As the hermit received none but common folk, the king dressed up like a common man. In the woods, he left his bodyguard behind and went all alone to see the hermit. The hermit was frail and weak, and the king found him digging the ground in front of his hut. The hermit listened to the king's questions but stayed mum. Then the king gave him a helping hand in digging the ground, but he didn't stop asking his 3 questions. While they were busy digging the ground, the hermit heard someone rushing towards them. It was a bearded man, wounded and panting. Suddenly, the man fainted and fell on the ground. The king and the hermit attended to the man's wounds, and their efforts helped the man revive soon. They made him lie down inside the hut. The king, who was tired too, fell asleep peacefully that night. The next morning, when they both woke up, the bearded man revealed his identity. He was an enemy. He wanted to kill the king, but the king saved his life. Touched by the king's gesture, the man declared,
"Now, if I live, and if you wish it, I will serve you as your most faithful slave and will bid my sons do the same. Forgive me."
For the last time, the king approached the hermit for answers to his questions. The hermit replied that the king had been answered already. The hermit explained that if the king hadn't helped him, he would have been attacked by his enemy. So the most important time was when the king was digging the beds, and doing good to the hermit was his most important business. Later, the most important time was when the king was attending to the wounded man. The conversation concluded with the hermit's explanation.
There is only one time that is important, and that is now. The most important person is the one with whom you are at the present moment, and doing good to the person is the most important thing to do.